Hey guys, welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. I am here with Katie and Miri.
Yo. Hello.
Um, where we last left off, I'm gonna do a quick plug before we fully get into it, but where we last left off, we have pretty much cleared Gumshoe, but there's still the question of who killed Burn, and we've discovered that the knife is actually the Yatagarasu's key. So, Miles and Ziska just discovered that. And then a quick plug, although I've decided that episode will not air on YouTube just due to the insanity that happened. It was a great gabbing and gaming session, but this user has been on gabbing and gaming before, and both fucking weeks I keep forgetting to plug her. So my friend Ren is on Twitch, and she streams Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. If you are so interested, her name on Twitch is Toki_Wotomete, TOKI_WOTOMETE. Fridays she games. Right now she's doing God of War. Boy. Boy. Yes, and for those not on YouTube that are watching the VOD or anything, Miri just put it in chat. Thank you, Miri. And Saturday she crafts, and Sunday is so that's from like Fridays from like 5 to 10. Saturday is from 1 to 5. She crafts. I think she's working on a spoopy fish right now. And Sunday she cross stitches from 1 to 5. She got permission from a pixel artist to do Kirby and a bunch of different foods, and that is what she's cross stitching right now. So it's just good vibes, good fun. It's just her talking and you watching her work or play games or whatever. And yeah, she also recently hit Affiliate. Spoofy Fish, that's my wife. Then she is crafting a figure of your wife, I guess. Or
excellent.
A plush of your wife.
Fantastic. I love it when people craft plushes of my wife.
Yes.
She just confusedly from the kitchen went, what?
I heard vaguely, I heard a confused fish. Oh, that was so cute. Just heard, wait, what? So yes, I've been meaning to plug her for like fucking a month now, and I haven't. She also recently hit Affiliate, so congrats to her on that, because it is exciting hitting Affiliate. So yeah,
yes,
let's go. Okay, good. Right where we left off. This is the last place we have to investigate. That's Detective Bad, but who is he with?
I've never seen that officer before.
Ziska, you just got here from Germany.
Yeah, well, I've never seen him before.
That stands to reason. You also hadn't seen Detective Bad or Detective Gumshoe before today. Sorry. So, did you find it?
no, not yet, and I've looked everywhere.
I see. Well then, please continue with the search.
Understood. I'll continue the search. So you're the one running the show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes.
How dare you? Just who do you think you are?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
What was that all about, and who was that man just now?
And why was he prowling?
Yeah.
Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life.
Does he even know that we're standing here right behind him? Yeah, funny you asked that, Miles. I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids? Like, bro, he's holding a mirror.
I was gonna say.
Miles, honey, sweetie, you were a genius prosecutor.
Okay. Okay, but actually, I'm not gonna make that joke. It's mean. Gregory probably mastered the dad trick of keeping an eye on a mirror to see what he's doing and then just saying a thing without even looking, and baby Miles freezing like, how did you know?
Aww, my heart!
Aw, that's adorable.
I know everything.
That's so cute.
It looks like you were paying attention after all.
Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head.
Such a
And a
parent
mirror.
line.
I know. Such a dad line. Ah, so the mirror isn't there for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Zhongfa to study. He's Agent Long. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch. By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication. He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
Well, he sure has a lot of guts coming to this country and giving prosecutors a hard time.
I agree, however, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. I was gonna say, Franzi, honey, police pilgrimage. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad?
Earlier, that little girl poking around in lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you. I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me. Huh. Fine, if this is the game I must play, I will take this opportunity to draw out what he has been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him.
Yes, what is it?
Yeah, first we're gonna see what Franzi has to say, if she has to say anything.
It looks like Detective Bad is searching for something.
Indeed. I'm curious as to what it could be myself. Maybe I should just ask him. Earlier you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad. Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. Well, in that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Boy, you'll see. I will draw my answer from you one way or another.
Will it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation?
But he did. Yeah, okay. I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think? Lang literally being the same age. Yeah, as Miles, yep. Bad as also being prosecutor has changed my mind. He likes Burn. He just doesn't he doesn't like them because they're students of Monfred.
Fair.
I mean, that is a completely valid reason.
Yeah. I think that's the case. Also, they are walking around like they own the place. Because again, they're students of Montford.
Yep.
Please, please, we are asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation. Don't push me, kid. I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime. I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about?
Things you don't know about? Aren't you supposed to know everything?
He should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be the key to getting some answers from Detective Bad. Hey, Bad.
I got something for you.
Here's a knife. Detective Bad. Did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph? Huh. Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same? What? That's impossible!
It looks like he didn't know after all.
This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife. Yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? I noticed that since a little while ago, you appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for. Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought the key is what took Faraday's life? Detective Bad. So that we may find the truth, please testify for me one more time. All right. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change. Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you have experienced in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm going to do this. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up. And to find the truth behind this case. Bad has some Solid Snake going on. Oh, that was like that was like my inspiration originally, but he doesn't have like the, like Snake is like, you're pretty good. Like, but like, that sounds too much like another character that I'm gonna end up voicing. Yeah, which is why Bad had to be workshopped.
It sounds very good. He sounds very good. I love him.
Thank you. He sounded different in the original trilogy because you thought he was the other character I was gonna voice.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So I realized that when I was comparing their voices, I was like, they sound too similar.
Gasp.
So I was like, shit, Bad has to be workshopped because what I went with the other character was actually really good. In like the one line I had to do it. I was in lobby number 1. talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before.
Indeed. However, I feel that we have yet to draw out all the information that we can. Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Answer me. Who knows? She just said that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together. That's all. So his answer remains the same as before, I see. I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Ms. Yu. Trivial stuff. Was nothing important. That's for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then.
Danny making Minecraft villager noises at herself.
They sound like Squidward, though.
Oh my god.
They all do.
You're way too good at that.
Am I really?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. If the gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder, that would give the other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now. Sure. I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. Detective Bad, you honestly don't remember hearing anything else? Yeah. Is it possible you were so involved in your conversation that you missed something? I've been a detective for a long time, and even if I were involved in something, I've got quite the habit of keeping tabs on everything that goes on around me. If there had been some other strange sound, you can be sure I would have heard it. I suppose with this detective, that's probably very likely. So, the gunshot. And why did the two of you dash out into the hallway straight away? Because we clearly heard the sound of a gunshot. And we knew it came from somewhere nearby. And how did you know that it was a gunshot? Huh. In my line of work, you hear enough of them to know. I suppose it's only natural for a detective to know what a real gunshot sounds like. But given the circumstances, the only person I could think of whose life would have been in danger was Faraday. That's why I ran out into the hallway right away and headed for where he was. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Small whimpers from Miri. It hurts a lot more with the goggles on, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Detective Gumshoe was there in the hallway. Yeah. Why didn't you attest to that earlier? When I saw Gumshoe, it was after I'd heard the gunshot. Having seen him then didn't change the fact that he still could have done the deed. Ugh. It sounds exactly like what Detective Bad told us before. However...
Is there something in particular we should be asking the detective about?
There just might be. No one knew that the knife is actually the Atagarasu's key. Reflecting on that, perhaps there are other things that we know now, but Detective Bad doesn't yet. Oh my god, this is what I mean. Look at these two. Look at the Sims.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh, jaboo. They're so cute.
They are collectively baby.
I know. A bub. Yes, that should be my angle of attack. I was like, I better say this now before Miles potentially changes poses, and that's exactly what he did.
Good catch.
Thank you. All right. Bad. There was something else though. Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything?
A puzzle.
Oh my god, you were on that so fast.
You're
Holy
welcome.
shit.
It's like she scrambled for the mic. It's like she's just like, oh, shit. Like, Miri just like knocking shit over.
That has just been at the ready.
Yeah, oh my god. I could like hear you tripping over yourself to get to the mic.
You were armed and ready with that.
She was. It was amazing. Holy fucking shit.
Saw my moment.
You saw your moment from like 5 minutes in the future. Jesus.
Miri used future sight. It's super effective.
I felt time dilate and went, oh shit, I have to react before Bad speaks. I felt time slow down. The adrenaline rushed through me.
I know and love those moments so much. Oh man.
It was amazing.
That was amazing. Jesus Christ.
The worst part is that Fish is still in the kitchen and didn't hear it.
Oh, she can hear it on the VOD. It's okay.
Her sacrifice.
You can replay it for her. Also, I have to say, it's very nice detail. I don't know if they did this in the DS version or not. I can't remember. If you look at the hole in the back of Bad's coat, and then like where it dips, you can actually see like the curtains behind him.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's really nice detail. I don't know if they did that in the DS version or not. Because the screen was so small.
So small.
So small.
So teeny.
So-
So many pixels.
Yeah, all of the pixels. But they can afford to do that in the HD version. It looks nice.
know.
Good attention to detail, guys. It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh, and you knew about the girl's balloon.
Yeah. I was sitting with her up in the gallery. She's also my niece. Didn't you catch that last time you were snooping?
Children call other people who are not actually family uncles and aunts all the time.
I didn't mean she was my blood niece.
I see.
Chat. I can't even react. Ah! I have to wait. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her. With what helium, Bad?
He ran out to make sure it was filled up with helium.
But where? Where in the courthouse is there helium?
He left the courthouse and went to a nearby party city. He completely left the building for her.
Damn,
Can you
fast.
imagine this fucking rocking up to the party city? Walking up to the counter, leaning his elbow on the counter. Got a job for ya.
I got a job for you. See this balloon? I need you to fill it.
I told you, we're not in the helium game anymore.
One more time, for old time's sake.
Please let there be just an exhausted Party City worker who the best part of his entire week is always when he gets to yes and bad's noir shtick. And Bad absolutely leans into it because anything he can do to make this poor, overworked retail worker's life better for like 12 seconds, he's gonna do it.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Everyone who's worked retail has had a customer like that.
Yeah.
They are godsends.
They are the best.
Oh, Bad, you are a hero to that Party City, man. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. It's just that time
You're
of year.
fine.
I just start coughing.
It's okay. I'm gonna sip my 18-ounce mug of tea that I was just given.
Holy crap. Hell yeah, Fish. Fish is like, don't let your voice get sore. Don't do it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not dying. I don't have coronavirus. It's just that time of year. My sinuses hate me.
Seasonal allergies.
Oh, it's not allergies, it's sinuses. Which is even worse. Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon. So, what about the balloon? I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point. What are you getting at? This fragment was found in front of the hallway, or found in the hallway, right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot. Oh, so the sound that the judge heard wasn't actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that, His Honor said he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene.
Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well. So... What? Don't give me a so!
We just proved that there is a flaw in your testimony.
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
What is that supposed to mean?
The doors and walls are super thick, and the window panes are double layered. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material. Oh, then you mean... Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound.
No!
I knew that's what he was going to say.
Then that means that Scrappy Face testimony was completely useless? If the rooms are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't hear a single sign of struggle.
No! That's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now do you get it, kids?
Miles! I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around.
The other way around? It's not possible to hear the sound of a popping balloon if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot? What do you mean, how? I just did. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Oh, how so? If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? See what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it in Faraday's murder than I had thought.
Which means what exactly? Miles, in what end does this boil down to?
It all boils down to this. There must be a reason as to how Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have.
It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh?
Yeah, I had to put Miles behind Bad for the talk. For the dog thing to pop up.
He's hiding from Francie's riding crop.
Yeah. Well, Bad can just sidestep it, so he's fucked anyway. Bad is looking straight at us. The state of the crime scene. Wait, can it be? It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. Ah! And way too noisy.
The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
All right, let's see.
Rain blast.
Yep.
The thick plottins.
The thick plottins. It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows. And yet the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows. Now then, what else besides a smell can go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is sound. So, no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. The missing piece of evidence is a video. It shows the moment in which Mr. Rel killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess, and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking and start looking around again.
It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look.
And where would that be?
I believe we should examine the television. The TV. Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like.
Yes, thank you. I'm missing my murder, she wrote.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. It's a video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside.
It looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end.
This tape, could it not be the missing surveillance tape?
I suppose, but...
Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if I verified the contents of this video? Sure. Knock yourself out.
All right, then let's rewind this and see what we have.
If I remember correctly, the footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape. Understood. This should be about right. And now then, let's see.
This is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member.
I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video, was here all along. This sound. What's the meaning of this? It appears that Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder.
Do you mean to say you figured it all out then?
Yes, all I have to do now is show what the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from.
Fine. In that case, show me what you've deduced.
Now, to show what the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Miles, are you okay? Are you in Rewind, honey? Bratworth? If the door and windows to the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one would have been the wiser.
That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such things, as it were.
However, what happened in reality was Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Ms. Yu, all three of them heard the gunshot.
Well, the window in lobby number 1, number 2, and the hallway were open. So, naturally, the people in those locations could hear it.
Ah, but then why would the criminal open the window in the first place?
To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose.
Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this.
But why was that necessary in the first place? I want real answers, Miles. I demand satisfaction.
Very well. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes, and they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so.
So, that's why the tape was left running.
You mean, the gunshot I heard was from this video? Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for that time period, and planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, what is it?
Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something.
It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something.
Understood. Please tell her that I will be right over. I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say. It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. Bratworth's a little out of character. Like a teensy bit. Like he's still obsessed with truth like modern day Miles is. I'm noticing that on a replay.
Yeah, instead of just getting the conviction.
Yeah, he would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, Gumshoe is guilty, you know, like, so, or this is before he got super brainwashed by Manfred. Like, because he is still obsessed with getting criminals found guilty, but I don't think he's really convinced that Gumshoe's the one that did it.
Also, memory is a fickle thing.
Oh, you think he's being an unreliable narrator here?
Yeah. Because this is modern Miles reflecting back on a case.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking of like, oh, just the whole truth thing. Like, you think he thought he was like always into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, obviously he still defended Gumshoe. Otherwise, Gumshoe, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, in his mind, he was finding the truth at that time.
Right. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's it.
Also,
go ahead.
I also like how, and I don't think it's happened as much in this back half of the case, but at the front half, it was very clear that, like, it wasn't that he particularly cared about Gumshoe. It's just that he wanted a perfect conviction, and the evidence was terrible. How dare you?
Yeah, it's far more shifted to, like, an emotional connection with, especially with Kay involved. My God, 6:15 p.m.
This feels familiar. I love her running sprite. Run, 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 run.
I just love baby Kay. I just love Kay. My princess. Kay, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for has already... Kay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for? If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought.
Huh.
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. Wasn't that when you placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we've more than solved this case already. Don't you?
We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds.
Oh, I see. We even have a viewer in the gallery. And why? Even Mr. Bad is here.
A viewer in the gallery? I am hardly just a bystander.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might hear that I've slaved away to find out.
I did leave it that uncomfortably long on purpose.
Yay.
Yep. I have a duty. Just stops there.
I've taken statements on every single person's motives or movements. Blech. During the time you were when our suspect was in the hallway, I also confirmed that there was no possible routes to escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must be, without a doubt, Detective Gumshoe.
And that's all that you have?
Yeah. That's all there is to my conclusion, and this case.
Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court in this case, don't you think?
How absolutely like a rookie think such a thing. But all right, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony.
If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is. All right, we're in the final stretch, so it's just talking. It's just arguments from here on out.
Yay.
Yep.
Jazz hands.
Everyone, sans the suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the area around the crime scenes have been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed that there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2. Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Now, that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth.
But of course. There's no need to confront her logic head on right now.
Apply directly to the forehead.
I know, I was gonna say, I should instead apply directly to the forehead. You fucking 2 seconds ahead of me. I was gonna be in character. Damn, Katie, you quick.
Oh, it's like, not like, Callisto wouldn't know it either.
Yeah, pretty much. She'd actually probably have a better idea than Miles would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, shit. I completely forgot to read the line. Like, I should
Good
focus
job.
on something.
Good job.
You know, I completely forgot to read the line. Well, thankfully, the people could read it.
And thankfully, in future games, they add logs. So when you click too fast, you're not fucked.
Yep. Yeah, or if my scroll wheel just passes something by accident, like it's done a couple of times. The suspect, but I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven.
Are you joking, Edgeworth?
I assure you this is no joke.
Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll.
Yes, that is correct.
But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else that can corroborate what he did since the snacking.
Gumshoe in the defendant's lobby with the Swiss roll. What, like Clue? Yeah, I was gonna say. Or it could have happened like this. Cue Clue music because I'm suddenly forgetting like the little jingle that plays in the DVD where it shows you like all the endings.
I've never actually seen it.
Oh, it's really good. I hadn't seen it until like 7 years ago, so you're good. I see she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding. Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide.
Oh, the scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back. Oh, God. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2. has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect.
But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden?
Oh, that's the first place everyone looked silly. Oh, the police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad?
Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape?
Of course I'm sure.
And why are you so certain?
This is a courthouse. The place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense.
Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future.
You may think it's unshakable, but to me there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand?
Oh, you're the only one still wondering that. Oh, Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing.
I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we've really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisca or myself speaking with you about the subject.
Ah, but there were witnesses. For you, there was your mentor who gave you an alibi.
I see.
As for the little Missy, she came into the courthouse during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door at the to the hallway. She gave him quite the whipping for that. Or so I heard.
Oh, Francisca.
She would not let me pass. I am the daughter of Manfred von Karma. And I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard, or a bailiff, or anyone else.
Including God.
I have a permit here. See?
Just says I do what I want.
I do what I want, but it's written in German.
Yeah.
What would that be in German?
It's not going to be a one-for-one translation, so
Okay.
I have to. I actually don't know what that would be.
Okay. Gotcha. I just like, or God. Put Franzi in a Shin Megami Tensei game. Because all of them are about killing God.
Yeah, the closest will be Ich mache, was ich will.
That's written on a piece of paper.
Ich mache, was ich will.
Wait, so basically the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? Miles! She's your little sister.
We love you.
Also, Kazi in the chat, God fears Franzi.
Yeah, he do.
God is a woman and she is my beat.
That's why she's not in any Shin Megami Tensei games. It wouldn't be a plot. Gotta be like, nope, bye.
Izanami like, never mind.
Yep. Pretty much. Oh man. Fucking Miles, you dipshit. She wanted to be at your debut because she's your little sister and she wanted to support you.
Nah, I can't possibly be the reason.
Miles. I mean, I do like that it shows the Francisca's persona as herself. I do like that like it shows like the gap in logic between like, or like the distance between them. Like it's already started. The one that Francisca talked about in JFA.
Yeah.
Like it's already started to happen. What about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time?
What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot, the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene, as we dashed from lobby number 1, the only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard that gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when that gunshot you heard went off? What then?
Huh?
That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of when the... Rude.
Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth.
And Miles, you get so mad when Nick does it. Miles gets so mad when Nick points this out.
The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1, care to explain how that could have been fabricated? That tape.
Yes, it's exactly what you would think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Well the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up.
You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was in the gunshot in the video.
Ah, but I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out of Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
Sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already know that much from the very beginning, right?
Of course we knew. Didn't we, Miles?
Yes, of course. We knew about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit that we had no idea until only a little while ago.
That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot clear as day.
And
And that's it. End of story.
yeah, let me watch her put on her makeup really quick. Okay, I thought she was faking her freckles, and I was about to be like, you bitch. But it's not.
Huh?
How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof room? There was a hole in the wall. There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each.
Hmm?
Now, we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
It's probably just a coincidence that they were both open at the time.
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window opened in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is... Ms. Callisto Yu. I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell.
What? You indict me?
I love that sprite of hers where she smears the lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she's the killer?
I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, Ms. Yu, do you still feel like laughing now?
Of course I do, Edgeworth.
My argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know, I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right?
You almost went full pirate there.
Yeah. For me own rebuttal now.
Sorry.
I would say give us a pirate prosecutor, but we already do get a pirate at one point, so.
Hey, what's a pirate's favorite letter?
'Tis the sea.
See,
Nice try. I was, Katie and I were both.
I wanted to do my pirate voice.
Oh, okay, R. It's R.
I think so, but they're actually a bit more partial to that sea.
Oh, you're a Scottish pirate. You're a Scottish pirate.
Not full Scottish, though.
No. No, because Katie's not dying. There's something about, okay, I'm going to go off on a brief tangent here, and I'm still keeping the recording on, because if y'all haven't watched Garth, I think it's Garth Ferenghi's Dark Place, you can find all of it on YouTube. It is fucking hysterical. You can watch it in like 2 hours. It's like a screwball comedy about this author, about this like, and Garth Ferenghi, who wrote it, plays like the main character. And it's like a story within a story. Like it's a framing device. So it's like the author, Garth Ferenghi, making fun of himself as this over pretentious author who thinks he writes the best stories in the world. And then he tells the story where he plays the main character and like at a hospital, and like all this crazy shit happens. Like there's a drive-by at a funeral in like the first episode. And you're like, what is happening? And like there's one where there are Scottish people and they're just shouting in like, I think, is it perfectly legible, or can you not? It is perfectly legible. You can hear exactly what they're saying. If
It's
I
the
recall.
subtitles that kill me.
Yeah, you can hear exactly what they're saying. So they're yelling in full Scottish accents, but you can understand what they're saying. But their subtitles are just like talks in Scottish, yells in Scottish, like blanks in Scottish, and like Katie was like crying.
I could not.
And then there's that 500 miles where it's like 250 miles where you like skip every other beat and it sounds like Scottish gibberish.
Yep.
Katie literally like cries laughing at it every time.
So
Like-
what I'm hearing is I need to introduce you, if you haven't already been introduced, to Scottish Twitter.
Oh, I love Scottish Twitter.
Oh, yeah, she loves Scottish Twitter so much.
No, it's like it's not. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I mean, and Garth Marenghi, obviously it is, but like
Yeah.
it's just so delightful.
Yeah, exactly. You're not like, haha, Scottish people, they're hilarious. You're like, oh my god, this is fucking fantastic.
Their
Like,
accent is just delightful.
it is. It's so good.
Bless. Fucking amazing.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Katie has a weakness to Scottish. Like her accents just do something that tickles her funny bone, but she loves it. It's the delightful laugh, not the har har. This is funny 4chan troll laugh. But oh my god, if you haven't watched Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, please fucking do it. It's so funny. There's just one line where it's like his body was filled with maggots. Maggots? Maggots? Like just the way he delivers it is so absurd. It's so good. Oh my god. Oh man. I just suddenly remembered that. I'm like, I need to watch that again. I came across it in college.
You argue that the window is open. However, do you have proof that it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used to commit the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. Evidence? All I need to do is have some prints analyzed and we'd know straight away.
Be my guest.
She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means, even if we were able to lift prints, they'd only show that it was someone else, but why that someone else was forced to open the window? That's simple logic. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose.
What's wrong? Does this scrunched eyebrows, lines on your forehead are back? More importantly, are you going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis?
Yes, I'll be fine.
Oh? Well, in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, all right?
I thought I just proved that it was.
Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime.
Unfortunately for you, Ms. Yu, the fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is in itself very important.
How so?
By the very existence of that tape at the crime scene, it proves the possibility that the when of the crime could have been fabricated. And that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to re-examine every person's movements again. Whether the tape was used in the crime or not, that we can re-evaluate afterwards.
So, in conclusion, you're admitting you can't prove that it was at this point.
Even if you're shocked, that is of no concern to me. I do things my own way.
Oh?
I see that you're not laughing for a change.
Because I'm shocked.
Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony.
All right, but let me say one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people.
Full of holes. Well, I suppose it might be.
Oh, admitting to your flaws now, are we?
At this point in time is what I meant to say.
Should I take that to mean that you're a sore loser?
I mean, you're not wrong, he is.
Oh my god, is he ever?
No matter
Boy
how...
fucking howdy.
Yeah. Just, boy is he ever, and then the boy fucking howdy comes down. Miles, we also... Oh my god, I forgot to say it at the beginning of the stream. Happy Unnecessary Feelings Day.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is it really?
It's October 20th.
That's hysterical. I'm so pleased.
It is the day that Miles said that Nick gave him unnecessary feelings. It's like my favorite fucking line in Ace Attorney. I'm sorry.
And that he never wanted to see his face again, aka get out of my school.
Yeah. Was it? Where did you hear that story?
It was a Reddit thing.
Yeah, where it's like I had a crush on a girl, but I didn't want to tell her that, so I told her to get out of my school. That's exactly what Miles did to Nick. Oh my god. So, happy Unnecessary Feelings Day. I forgot to say that. I was like, you have to pimp right now. Like, you have to pimp her channel out. God damn it. So that's why my gay manga moment Tumblr post is making rounds. Yes, it is!
Yep.
I showed that to Kaity like forever ago and bragged that you had a hit post. And that, yes, that actually was in the manga, because I then pulled out my own and showed her, and she was like, holy fucking shit. She was delighted.
It's so delightfully gay.
No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time, I will ultimately make my way to the truth.
What a paradox. Take care not to fall into one of those holes before you fill it up.
Miles, you remember, don't you? What about why the window in lobby number 1 was opened?
Yes, of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened. Yes, I know, you guys. I was just going through the fucking dialogue, alright? I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Ms. Yu?
Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know?
What? This isn't mine!
That's right. It's mine. I received it from Detective Bad, you see.
Ms. Yu, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much for sure. That this bottle of perfume was given to Detective Bad by you.
Oh, because it gets really strong really fast. So, what about the perfume?
While you were at lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad.
Oh, I know.
You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window.
Come on. I've already told you, it's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean... Ms. you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1 when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could have only been thought up by you, Ms.
You accused me of murder on the fact I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Would you care to testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow wary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Accusing someone of murder over spilling a bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected from a disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I didn't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from.
Miles, her testimony is flawless.
Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. I think I already explained the significance of that earlier.
You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume. But that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill? Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character.
Do as you like, but as for me, I believe.
You believe?
I believe that you are the true culprit in this case.
My, you're enthusiastic. Of course. I should have guessed.
I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor.
Yes, or I'll sue you for defamation.
All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip.
No, tell him the truth.
Although your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire.
How dare you?
Say such a thing.
Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you.
Aw, why did you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue?
Bad can see that even if she is Monfred's daughter, she's still a good person.
Yeah.
He's gone full dad mode. He's like,
Yes.
you two need a better dad. Like, I'm doing this now.
Pretty much. Like, honestly, just a quick tangent. That is the same, or that is like the reason why I don't really subscribe to Miles as Kay's father kind of thing. I'm like, guys, Bad's there.
Mm-hmm.
He's not chopped liver, but like, if people see the parallels, it's totally fine. It's just, that's my take, as Bad's always been there. So I'm like, no, but Bad, he's a good dad. That, and I've always just gotten the same chaotic sibling vibe that I did from Nick and Maya.
Absolutely.
But again, if people are all for it, go for it. And exactly Could you not have... It's not a stream unless I flub a line. And why exactly could you not have killed him?
I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth.
Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand.
Feeling a little uncomfortable, are we?
Ugh.
We are not ready to have that conversation, Miss Yu. You want to see this tomfoolery and to return to your testimony.
Rosie's again in the background, like, my brother likes his women like he likes his coffee. He does not like coffee.
Oh my god, that was so perfect. I was about ready to skip the line and just like I did it with Sportsman and be like, nope, that's it. Whenever you did the cha. Oh, Christ on a cracker, dude. Oh,
I killed Streamer.
you did.
And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy.
Sorry. Ms. Yu, please continue with your testimony.
Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday.
At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Ms. Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Miles, what do you think you're doing?
I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing.
Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented in trial earlier today.
Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use.
Aha, so that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was a key from the Yatagarasu had sent. So unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Did you really think you could trap me? Come on now, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony.
Sure, why not? Oh, I'll even say it as many times as you'd like. There was a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill someone with a simple key.
You can present the knife or the key here. Ms. Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it in fact has the secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Yatagarasu's key...
I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know.
You would, even now, still feign ignorance.
I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence, now can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma. I've heard some very interesting rumors about him.
Say that to his face and see how far you get. Just
He
say.
actually might, though.
I was gonna say, she might.
She would not get far.
I,
Look what happened to the last defense attorney that did that to him.
guess we'll find out if she could get far.
Yeah.
Are you mocking my papa?
Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real.
Wow. Who would think, or who knew there was such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with. Furthermore, the something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. He also told me that the key turned into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms.
What you are saying is simply not possible.
Oh, and why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. But within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife.
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse. Huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this?
Probably just realizing the flaw in her logic, and is actually in a panic over there. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with.
I suppose you're right. Ms. Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife.
Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will, and I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth, the secret behind the Yatagarasu's key. Only one person would have had knowledge from it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu's key could change into a knife?
Take that!
There is only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key.
And that is?
And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself.
Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu?
Ms. Yu, you used Mr. Rel to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You, who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this? Hmm?
Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill? It's even greater than when I sneak into some place.
You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me, Callisto Yu!
Callisto Yu, huh? That's not really my name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity. Which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer. An acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday. Which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through the crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
But didn't you say that you despised criminals?
But do I really?
You. Have you forgotten about the KG-8 incident too?
Maybe.
What sort of woman would?
So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent?
Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu. By using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I kept casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key to a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well.
I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led to the killer to think that setting them up so they killed each other.
Then the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. That's when I remembered the existence of the surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him with his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client?
Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of who first, it was me. I was the client of the murder of the Kodopian Embassy staff member, Dead Man.
You ordered a hit job?
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
What? How could this... You don't mean... You're working with Manny Cochin too, do you?
Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know.
The Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer.
That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet. You! Yatagarasu! You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court.
Hey, Edgeworth. Didn't you know? The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu's key right back to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
You mean the key was your real target?
And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on the criminal? Or you may regret what comes to you of your negligence.
You two, get down! My body, I can't move.
Hey, mister! To your right!
You! Are you all right, Francisca?
I'm perfectly fine, Miles.
Her voice is shaking. But it looks like she's unharmed. Are you sure?
Yes, yes.
Hmm? Where did Kay go? Oh, that's a gunshot. Oh, chat! Oh, that hurts.
Nice though.
It is
Nice,
nice.
though.
Fuck, Miri. Miri just typed in chat. Booker, catch! Oh, my heart. Ah.
I'll be here all week.
Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you all right? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. He may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt?
I'm absolutely fine.
I'm also all right, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Detective Bad, sir! I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you are protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops!
Pops? Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we?
A way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison. Sadaji. I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. I was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor.
Well, even if we don't have his honest testimony. I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective.
Well, so long as you're not fired. You should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
She did? Oh, what is it?
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it?
Yes, it's a present meant for you, after all.
Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now.
Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together, while the one Kay saved never reached her father. It would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective.
He's so happy. It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him.
Whoa, that was good, pal.
Oh my god, I forgot the Gumshoe whoop came back. Let's get some gumfetti in the chat.
Yes.
I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I've got to thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she?
He only noticed just now? Oh my god, hi Alo, Jesus Christ! Alo in with the surprise confetti. Holy shit.
How long have you been working here? Long enough.
Yeah. I just showed up and was demanding to post. He only noticed just now. Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him.
Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement, and much, much aspirin.
We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what happened to Papa.
Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case we're on real well.
Oh. The next case was the Terry Falls case. Fuck.
Yay! Gumshoe did good.
Gummy
He's
did
so good.
He did very well. He was just there for info. I don't think Mia actually tore his testimony apart. He was just there to present info. But yeah, he did a great job. I'll be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air.
Oh no, that's just Larry in the next defense lobby over.
No, Larry's at college with Nick. He doesn't go to college. He's just at Nick's college. He's just at IVU.
He just squats in his room under his bed. Pretty much.
Pretty much. Not like Nick's roommate gives a shit. Oh man. Yeah, he shows up smelling like pot all the time. It is canon that Larry didn't graduate from, he didn't even go to high school. He dropped out of middle school, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense when you remember that high school in Japan is optional. But, however.
It's optional to a point here as well. Once you're 16, you can drop.
Yeah.
Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor.
Now that.
But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. Put a pin in all of that sentiment, by the way. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now...
Well, are you gonna take it? Hello?
He's just been lost.
Earth to Mr. Edgeworth. Yoo-hoo!
Fucking the badger is still fucking dancing hypnotically as though summoning this flashback with its own semaphore dance. Look deep into the eyes of the badger.
Don't.
So, do you remember me now?
Yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while.
Yay! You sure grew up a lot.
Of course, but thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
Kami, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. And they live really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. Like East Coast far away.
Oh, is that what happened? Damn, the East Coast.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad you're all right.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelf recently and...
Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay.
Huh?
First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father.
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
But that's impossible.
What's with the look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. I love how the game is providing the dialogue we would actually have. This game is getting really
good.
sassy with us. Like, the game's like, all right, we know your shit by now.
All right then. How do you explain this?
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
Yep. That's Little Thief. Truth be told, it is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was a really great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. He was killed, and the Yatagarasu is no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you.
Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article.
The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card?
Yeah, meaning that this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto Yu lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out.
But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up and knew I couldn't just let it go.
So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figure it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that I have your father and Ms. Yu's identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay.
Kay, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal.
Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now?
Me? Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I've been a subordinate for like 7 years. I've seen some shit you wouldn't believe.
Really?
I can actually cuss with you now. Oh my god.
I know.
You know,
So what's the crazy shit you've seen?
Wait, you weren't cussing at 10 years old, were you? Kay.
No.
You're a bad liar, pal.
Only a lot?
Oh. What was Mr. Faraday thinking?
Daddy didn't know.
What?
Where do you think he learned how to curse? Between him and Uncle Bad, that's all I heard.
Did Detective Bad know?
He only caught me once. I got in a lot of trouble.
It was cursing, Kay, just not in the way you think. For those on YouTube, Miri just went, that wasn't cursing, Kay. Oh, it was.
I said shit once and I got in so much shit.
Back to the matter at hand, please.
What I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Callisto Yu?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Ms. Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean?
Is that what that 14-hour flight was? Just, you know, a favor? Detective?
You gotta tell me about that one, Gummy.
I will when we have time and he's not here.
There will be no such thing, Detective, or you can look forward to your next salary review.
Well, he can't review what you're doing off the clock, so I know this really cool ramen place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I live off of ramen, pal. Is it El Dunes?
Yeah, actually it is.
Yeah, I love El Dunes. It's great.
Let's go there then.
All right, sounds good.
Hello, yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you.
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure has got me.
even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. Ugh, what is with their chummy relationship? The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Burn Faraday, Callisto U, and Kay Faraday. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. Oh my god, that's such a good use of the word phantasmagoria. And it's
Holy shit.
like variations. Using it as an adjective. So good. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. Sorry, I just saw that and I was like, oh my god. You just see a word and you get excited that it's there.
Yup.
Me. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay.
The end.
We did it!
Yeah.
We do it.
We did it. Now to title. Yeah, I'm sure, because we can just start the next case, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just save to be safe. Just save to be safe, just in case. Because I know at least in other Ace Attorney games, it locks you out if you haven't saved your progress. The next case.
Oh boy.
And I don't want to load that up. Like, when the first time going through, it locks you out. Because it doesn't, like, pop up yet. So, I don't know if these games are like that, or if, like, the ports that I have, the Android ports I have are like that. Because I haven't played any of the Ace Attorney games on Android. But, which we're rectifying now. But, yeah. So, that is the best case in the first investigations.
Yay.
Hands down. Not that this one is terrible, this upcoming one, it's just, it can get tedious at points. And there's a lot, but it does help prepare you for investigations 2, because the length of this one is like normal length for investigations 2. Case 3 is as long as some of the more intense cases in Daigyakuten and investigations 2. Case 3 of investigations 2 is as intense, like, or as like lengthy and intense as some of the Daigyakuten cases. And those can get really intricate. So, skippity skippity. Oh man.
Fun times all around. Oh boy. Fucking baby K is my favorite thing.
Oh, I know, she's so cute. Also, bless her
Yes.
sweet heart for saving his life, like not even afraid.
Did not even she did not hesitate.
Also, your Callisto is fucking incredible.
Yes.
Yay!
Like, Jesus H. Christ, when you get excited for a role, I know you're gonna kill it. For those who don't know, Katie was so fucking excited to be Callisto, and I knew she could do it because
I was vibrating.
her Dahlia was terrifying. Her Dahlia is what made me go, we need to voice the Ace Attorney series. That's just it. We're gonna do it. Like, her just fucking around and being Dahlia and sending me just like a small voice clip is what spurred this whole thing. Spurred this whole thing. So, yeah, I knew she would be a really good Callisto. Oh, man. You're, like, when, like, I had goosebumps when, right before she said, like, I have shivers down my spine, and then I just got even more goosebumps, and I was like, Jesus Christ!
Here it fucking go.
Yeah, when it got super serious.
Yeah.
Yup.
You is, ooh.
You is.
No, I'm trying to think. Out of Miles's duology. Because Miles's duology is interesting in that it has 2 different big bads per game. Miles has 4 big bads in 2 games. I will say that much. That isn't terribly a spoiler because they don't always hang around in the same case. Some of them are just completely different. Like, some of them just don't show up in the same fucking case, like, ever. So, if I recall correctly, I could be recalling things incorrectly, but
Anyway, I've mentioned it before. Miles has too, so I've mentioned it before. Callisto is probably my favorite villain in Miles's duology. And considering the weight that the one in the next game pulls, that's saying a lot.
Oh.
It's saying a lot.
Oh boy, is it ever. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I would say
Yeah.
for me, it's Callisto, then Big Bad number 1 in the next game, then Big Bad number 2 in this game, and Big Bad number 2 in Investigations 2. If you know, you know. In terms of like favorites.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Callisto, and I loved the brief shot. I really like the HD shot of her pulling the revolver out. It's not even a revolver, it's a Derringer.
Mm-hmm.
Of her pulling the Derringer out. I believe it's a Derringer. I know that's because of Trigun.
Yay.
Yay!
We like Trigun in this house.
Hells yeah, we do. Are you excited for the new one?
Yes.
Me too. Looks amazing. Okay, so quick thing about okay, so we'll start the last case next time. Quick thing about stream after I finish up the YouTube goodbyes. So for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much. I do see that these get views on the days that they post, so I appreciate it very much. So thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to all of us. And I hope you guys have a good one. This has been Danny, Miri, and Katie.
Bye.
Miri.
What?
Mary's just like, no. Mary's just like, fuck you guys.
Is my mic out?
Yeah, your mic was out, yeah.
Oh, I was like, I said blah twice.
Yeah, nope, we did not hear anything. It's okay. The mics clip sometimes. So, and we will see you guys next time on YouTube. Those in stream, just stick around for a quick sec. Take it easy, guys.